This video will demonstrate how to find the perimeter of rectangles. Perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape that I'm demonstrating to you now, or the distance of its border. I like to think, in starting on one spot, it's sort of like a fence around that shape, like a fence around a pool, a fence around a garden, a fence around a farm, where a farm might keep some cattle. In a rectangle, there are four sides of that border to find. For the purpose of this video, one of those is going to be equal to, one of those big squares might be equal to our measurement of a centimetre or a metre. So on this page, it is 1 centimetre. Let's demonstrate how then to find the perimeter of this rectangle. We can see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 centimetres long by 1, 2, 3 centimetres wide. We know that with a rectangle, two of its sides are the same length, so it's also 8 centimetres on the bottom and 3 centimetres on the side. So you might like to think of this in several different ways. The first way I'll show you is start at a point. Sometimes even when you're finding the perimeter, it is a great idea to mark the point that you start at. Maybe put a dot there. This might be helpful when you come to some more complex shapes in finding the perimeter. Then you can go for a walk around starting at this point. Taking my pointer for a walk, 8 centimetres on this side, turn the corner, plus another 3 centimetres, 8 plus 3 is 11, so I've gone 11 centimetres so far, making a way around the border or the perimeter, plus another 8, 11 plus 8 is 19, final turn and the last side of the perimeter, 19 plus another 3 is 22 centimetres. What I've done there is 8 plus 3 plus 8 plus 3. Because there are four sides in a rectangle, there are four sides to add, and that gives me 22 centimetres. Important to remember that perimeter is a measure of distance or of length. So the units must always be a measurement of distance or length. So your units for perimeter will possibly be any of centimetres, metres, kilometres, and the smallest one, I'll go back, millimetres. Let's now look at finding the perimeter of this rectangle. You can see that for the purpose of this one of those is equal to 1 metre. The most handy tool for finding the perimeter of any shape will often be your ruler. So sometimes, while you might be using grid paper, a ruler, or even sometimes a trundle wheel if you're outside, a measuring tape, they can be helpful in finding the perimeter of something in your backyard, in your house. For us, we've got the grid paper to help us out today. Okay, so let's find the length and the width. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the length of this side is 12 metres. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The length of this side is 7 metres. You should then know that the opposite sides on a rectangle will be the same length, whether you need to measure them again with the ruler, use the squares to help you, or whether you know that. Another technique for finding the perimeter might be to look for friendly numbers and cross them off, rather than counting around like we did in the previous example, going 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 7. Maybe because it's a rectangle, you can use your doubles facts to help you out. So instead, to find the perimeter, let's use our doubles facts with this one. the perimeter of this rectangle is going to be equal to 12 plus 12 because of this 12 and this 12. And we've got to take into account the other sides, adding on 7 plus 7. So 12 plus 12 plus 7 plus 7. Again, by using the colours, you can see that I've now accounted for all four sides in the perimeter of this rectangle. Then, the doubles can help you to work it out. 12 plus 12 is equal to 24, and 7 plus 7 is equal to 14. Then you can do 24 plus 14, which will give you a perimeter of 38 meters. This is the final example. You can see that I've already shown that the scale of how big 1 centimetre is, and I've already calculated the lengths of 5 centimetres along the top there and 12 centimetres along that side. So I know that the side here will match the side here because it's a rectangle, and the side here will match the side here. They'll be the same length because it's a rectangle. So I could use my doubles method and go the perimeter is going to be equal to 12 plus 12 plus 5 plus 5, which will give me 24 plus 10, the perimeter then being 34 centimetres. Okay, important to list the unit because it is a measure of distance or length around the outside of the border. Or sometimes people even like to think about it in multiplication. You can use this, and the perimeter is actually equal to 2 times by the length plus 2 times by the width. I'm shortening width there. Sorry, I've run out of room. Which can mean 2 times by L plus 2 times by W. So really what you're going to do is, maybe you've already got these measurements and think, I'll just do 2 times the length, which means double the length, 2 times the width, double the width. So you can use this strategy as well if this works for you. So what is the length? It is 12 centimetres, so I could do 2 times by 12. We're then going to add on 2 times the width. What is the width? 5 centimetres. So 2 times by 5. 2 times by 12 is 24. You can see that this is the same as if we're doubling them, because timesing by 2 is the same as doubling. And 2 times by 5 is 10. You can see that it's the same as doubling. We'll still end up with our answer of 34 centimetres. Important things to remember: the perimeter is the distance around a 2D shape. In this case, a rectangle, but that can be the perimeter of any shape, the distance around any shape, whether it's a triangle, whether it's an irregular shape. You can use, sometimes grid paper can help you out if it is scaled centimetre grid paper. A ruler is also often your most helpful tool, or a tape measure, to try and find the distance around a 2D shape or its perimeter, thinking of it like a fence.